Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh Hashem Shai, Hashem Kakadash, the Barnes of the Apostles, and Elscript Millstone for teaching us this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, and Shabbat, by Hashem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the Begotten Son. Back in the lesson, and as you see in the title, this is the fate of Babylon the Great. We're going to be going to this thermonuclear destruction that Yahweh Shai is going to reign upon this place, man, as prophesied and written in the scriptures. But of course, you're going to have people wanting to fight against it, saying that's not going to happen, or, having those doubts. That's not going to happen in our lifetime, this and that. But it's coming very, very soon. You're seeing prophecy playing out right before your very eyes, as you're already seeing the wars, the rumors of wars, the conflicts that's breaking out between these nations. And that's ultimately Yahweh Shai stirring the pot. But I do want to play this quick little trailer real quick. As you see, Fallout official teaser trailer, Prime Video. Just, read the title, but if you don't know what Fallout is, pretty much like, which I haven't really played the games, but I've seen, a few walkthroughs, years back. But, the main point is going to pretty much a nuclear missile pretty much going off. And at the end of this trailer, you're going to see that. Which I'm sure a few brothers, probably played it, but play the end of this trailer real quick and get a couple scriptures at hand, and that's gonna be a lesson. So play this real quick because I thought this would be a good lesson to make out of this trailer, because this is what's coming, man. Don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm just get to the point. I see. And there you go. This is what's coming, man. Thermonuclear destruction. Once again, you have people saying that's not gonna happen. You know what you're talking about. You're crazy, and all these different things. But guess what? Yahweh Shai set up prophets among you to warn you of these coming times, man. To repent, to get right, to seek out the Lord. But those that don't, this is what's coming to you. This is what's coming to you, man. So we're going to jump to the scriptures to go into this thermonuclear destruction that's coming to this place. Now we're going to kick it off with Revelations 11 and 14, because once again, this is biblical prophecy. This will happen. It will come to pass. And as you know, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai is not a liar. As you also get in Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. Guess what? We are in those appointed times. That vision being those prophecies. Now it says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. What is that second woe speaking of? The Second World War. Because when you also go into the word woe, pretty much goes into desolation, destruction, despair, and all that. And that's pretty much war for you. Second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And you're seeing the tensions that are constantly building between Russia, the U.S., as you see the situations going on over there with Israel and Hamas. So Yahweh Shai is stirring that pot. And for a good reason. Now, 2 Peter 3 and 10. Now it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. Because when you also go into Fallout, there's I forget which game it was, but you pretty much had them, living their so-called normal life, and you had a, nuke pretty much go off. So as you know, Yahweh Shai, which is going to rain nuclear missiles upon this place, man. Yahweh Shai coming as a thief in the night, unexpected. Those that are not watching, which we're going to read off right here. And I said, but the day of the Lord comes as a thief in the night, unexpected. That's why you get in Revelations, the 16th chapter, in the 15th verse. You get, blessed is he that watcheth. So we're to, watch and, keep our eyes single. And what are we watching? The prophecies, man. The times that we are in. Now, the day of the Lord comes as a thief in the night, in which the heaven shall pass away with great noise, being those nukes going off, man. Those explosions. Now, as an element shall melt with fervent heat. Now, what type of weapon, what type of thing can emit that type of heat where it's able to melt steel, buildings, people? For example, look what happened back then in, for the exact place that explosion went off at I believe those are somewhere in China. I forget the exact name. It's not popping in my head, but you had people's shadows literally casted upon walls, man, from that immense heat. Also going to that Terminator scene where she pretty much holding that gate, and you see their flesh pretty much being burned away, and the scriptures go into it too, man. How their tongues and consume away in their mouth. It's in the scriptures, man. That's Zechariah 14 and 12. Now it says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet." Let's get that one Terminator scene real quick. Good images. Let's see right here. Perfect example, man. I see many of our people are still asleep. So I go in Romans 13 and 11. Wait, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. Open your eyes. Probably get a GIF over this real quick. So you see it playing out. Maybe you just see right here. There we go. Perfect example, man. Now let's go back up top where we were reading 2 Peter 3:10 one more time. "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heaven shall pass with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that therein shall be burned up." Now is Isaiah 34 1 through 6. Now I'm going to go into the destruction that's coming to Babylon the Great, aka America. Because you're still going to have people say, that's never going to happen in our lifetime. You're crazy if you think that's going to go down. And all these different things. But I see right here, it is written, and it will come to pass and will play out. Now it says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh Ba'ashim shines upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He had utterly destroyed them, he had delivered them to the slaughter." And see on verse 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come out of their carcasses, and mountains shall be melted with their blood. It's going to show that immense judgment that's going to take place, man. Verse 4, one of the main points. "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll." The heavens being rolled together as a scroll, pretty much going into the mushroom cloud, which you'll see right here. This is a little example of a mushroom cloud. Just so you get the idea in your head. Now let's continue on. And it says, "Shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all the hosts shall fall down as a leaf falls off from the vine, and as a falling fig from its fig tree." Verse 5, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven." That sword being those thermonuclear missiles. Now let's see. "Behold, shall come down upon Idumea," another word for Esau, Edom, "and upon the people my curse to judgment." Because you're also going to have Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai, getting ready to destroy the wicked of our people, going to Zechariah 13:8. How 2/3 therein should be cut off and die, and the third should be left therein. The Lord's only dealing with a small remnant, and that is his elect. Read verse 5 one more time, and we go on to verse 6. "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, as well as Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai, using Esau, Edom to do so." Going into Psalm 17:13, "Hide me from the wicked, which is thy sword." Because the Lord has given these devils the knowledge in order to create the missile. Has created the waster to destroy. And these devils think These devils think that they have got this knowledge of the creation of the nuclear missile by themselves, when in reality it was from on high, man. And when you look into how it was created, the clashing of the atoms, and all that had to be from a higher power, man. They didn't get that of themselves. Verse 6. He's always taking pride in creating, the thermonuclear missile. In reality, it's going to be for your destruction, man. For your judgment. So it's going, even the wicked for the day of evil. But let's get on. Verse 6. The sword of Yahweh Shemashai is filled with blood, is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath these sacrifices in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And then, they'll throw the fat into the fire, but this time it'll be by the way of thermonuclear fire. I was trying to find my words, but it says, for the Lord hath these sacrifices in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. This is great destruction that's coming to this place, man. And Jeremiah 50 is another great chapter. Also going to show these nations coming up against Babylon. As for lo, I'll raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert men. None shall return in vain. So all those arrows, we're just speaking of those missiles, are going to hit their mark. But we're going to get Jeremiah 50 just to get other verses I want. Because it just gets clearer and clearer of what the arrows, the sword, is speaking of. So we're going to read verse 23 on Jeremiah 50. Now it says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh Shemashai. Verse 25. So going to show it's not just speaking of a regular bow and arrow, which you're about to see right here in verse 25. The Lord had opened his armory and had brought forth the weapons of his indignation, as we just read earlier also. Going to Isaiah 34, for this indignation is upon his place, upon Idumea. For this is a work of Yahweh Shemashai, power, God of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. So going back up verse 25, the Lord had opened his armory. What is that armory speaking of, man? It can't get any clearer. And we got a couple more scriptures, and that's going to be the lesson. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 13 to also add to that point of Jeremiah 50 and 9. And as for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So what regular bow and arrow can be shot from one place on the earth and to the whole other side? None. But when you look into these ICBMs, they can be shot, for thousands of miles, man. From one continent to the other. So, no, it's not speaking of a regular bow and arrow. It was Isaiah, the 13th chapter, which we're going to start with the 10th verse. Actually, we're going to get the verse 9. So, behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. And as you know, when you go into the scripture, which we're going to finish off reading right here, Babylon will never be inhabited again. Now it says, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun should be darkened in its going forth, the moon should not cause her light to shine, especially with all that smoke. Verse 11, and I'll punish the wicked, punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I'll cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I'll lay the haughtiness of the terrible. We're going to skip verse 12 onto verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of Yahweh Shemashai of hosts in the day of his fierce anger. And why is the earth going to shake? It's going to be from all those explosions that are going to take place from those missiles, man. As you see those shock waves that will come from it. Because you'll see military videos coming out of them doing tests on certain missiles, and you can see just the pressure of the air just coming towards them. Those shock waves. Now let's see. Which we're going to jump down to verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And how did the Lord overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? By the way of fire and brimstone. But this time, it's going to be by thermonuclear missiles. As it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. So this place will never be inhabited again, as we just read. Verse 21, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and their time is near to come, and your days shall not be prolonged. And you can also get in the book of Malachi to add on to that point. I believe it's the first chapter. Now, let's see. We can read verse 1 to verse 3. That says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness, that we just read. So there you go. And also, we can just read verse 4. There's another great point. As the words Edom saith, were impoverished, but will return and build in desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh Shemashai hath indignation forever. And as we're reading now in verse Isaiah 13, this place is never be inhabited again. Now let's continue on. It says, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. There you go. Because the devil is set to rule for a certain period of time. Now for Isaiah 24 and 20, the earth shall rule to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and shall fall and not rise again. There you go. Add on to that point, but as well as going to the top of the verse, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. As you see, a drunk person, they're constantly, stumbling, not able to walk straight, almost falling over. Just to, get that imagery in your head, so you should know what it's talking about. But now we're going to close out with these last two scriptures, and we're shutting off from there. Is Revelation 6 and 13 through 17. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth. So you see the stars of heaven also being brought up once again, as we read in Isaiah, I believe the 13th chapter. And the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. That mighty wind once going to be from those explosions, those shock waves. Verse 14, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, as we already explained, the heaven being rolled together as a scroll, speaking of mushroom clouds, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Just going to show the immense, destruction that's going to come from those missiles, man. That the whole earth is going to be shaken from all this explosion and the barrage that the Lord's going to send upon this place, man, and specifically America. Now verse 15, the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in dens of rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. So you're going to have these devils try to, hide and escape their judgment, but you will not be able to. That's why it's going to go into Revelations, I forget the exact chapter. I believe it's the 11th, 18th verse. Going into, destroy them which destroy the earth. Who is destroying this earth? Esau, Edom. But now, verse 17, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So I seek Yahweh B'Shem Hashem, get right, because you do not want to be this person right here. And that's why it's going to go into how we persuade men through the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Hashem. Because if you don't turn to the Lord, if you don't repent and put off that old man, this is your fate. Now Zechariah 14:12, and this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh B'Shem Hashem will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, which we just read this, but I'm going to finish it off. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. So your tongue is going to be just turned to dust, man. Consumed, utterly melted. And this is a perfect example right here to, shut this down. This lesson down with. So that's pretty much the main point already. I saw that trailer, from Fallout, and that end scene where you see multiple explosions from nuclear missiles, man. And that's the judgment, that's the fate of Babylon, man. There's no changing that. Because everything that's written will come to pass and will play out. And guess what? You have been warned. So I do want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh B'Shem Hashem, B'Shem Kakadash, the Barnes of the Apostles, and Elsewhere Millstone for teaching us his truth, peace, and blessings to the hopeful elect of Israel, and Shalom. See you next one. Lo Willem.